Hello everyone. The video you are now watching is about how to effectively combat internet piracy. I'm creating this for a class I have at Colorado State University. The content here is mainly aimed at the House of Representatives, but I'm putting it up on the internet for everyone to see. What follows will be my first ever video created, and hopefully you glean a little bit from my ideas and can add your own content as well. Enjoy. As a college student, I really understand what the value of free is. In fact, that's one of the few times I feel like I'm getting what I really paid for. As part of the internet generation, also given a lot of less favorable names, have concluded that nearly everyone nationwide has heard something about internet piracy, if they aren't actually guilty about taking part in it. As a guilty party, I've learned how to use a few methods to get free content from the web, including games, songs, music videos, and movies, and you'd be surprised how easy it is for someone to illegally pirate without actually knowing what they're doing. I suggest that the American people, in union with the House of Representatives, find a new solution to internet piracy by using simplistic means, government influence, and user interaction. About this time last year, the infamous Stop Online Piracy Act was proposed to you, the House of Representatives, and in its original form it was failed. The idea behind the potential bill was to use legal internet rights to stop sites outside the jurisdiction of the United States who commit theft online. As House Bill 3261 explicitly states, it's attempting to, quote, promote prosperity, creativity, entrepreneurship, and innovation by combating the theft of U.S. property and for other purposes, close quote. The bill had outwardly good intentions, of course, but it resulted in heavy opposition. As of this moment, any website founded off of the U.S. soil is free from the laws that would prevent theft under copyright or trademark, and too many well-known piracy sites exploit that. The House of Representatives has a very telling name, giving credit to the fact that it was set up to be another voice of the people in the political sphere. The duty of members of the House of Representatives has forever been to develop and pass or fail legislation for the good of the United States of America, something I have seen pursued with passion and vigor all of my life. The laws enacted in our country have also forever been to defend the rights and moral standing of the country and those within, and so it stands to reason that you, as a representatory voice, would find a solution to the theft of internet piracy. Peter Singer of Project Syndicate explains that although this exploitation may seem thrifty, and it has most certainly become trendy, it has caused incredible losses for American businesses, and therefore the American economy. Since I feel, and I'm sure you'll all agree, that the economy has no business getting any worse, it's clear this theft must be dealt with in a similar manner to any other instance of stealing. The National Bureau of Economic Research co-opted a study with international box offices, which has shown that since the invention of the BitTorrent in 2003, the American film industry profits $240 million less each week due to piracy. This figure only accounts for losses to the film industry, which is a fraction of the losses seen in the States. But programs by Microsoft and Macintosh are also stolen, as well as games for Xbox, GameCube, PlayStation, Sega, Nintendo, and recently even the original Game Boy. Not even accounting for losses in the music industry, the BitTorrent has been devastating to media sales. The BitTorrent itself is a program that relies on what are called seeders and leeches to download content across multiple connections. The seeders are broadcasting the content across the web that can be connected to and downloaded by the leeches, who then in turn become seeders, turning each user into a source of continued piracy. It's more or less like a microcosm of today's internet cloud. This massive loss in revenue is what SOPA attempted to correct, but as you as members of the House of Representatives already know, SOPA was lengthy, complicated, and gave too much power to the Attorney General. What it hoped to allow would be to give American government officials power to prosecute pirates and hosts worldwide, essentially expanding the legal arm of the United States to all corners of the internet. The problem with that is it infringed upon censorship rights here in the United States and also infringed upon laws and rights worldwide. Technically, it wasn't legal anywhere. No matter its shortcomings, complications, or even irrationalities, SOPA did attempt to address a very serious problem. What I suggest is an alternative solution that has a tendency to violate the rights of nations and people a little bit less. My plan involves a little more simplicity and less government involvement, and I expect that it will help remedy both problems with piracy and with SOPA. My plan to address the problem is simple. The internet is an American invention, first set up as a military pathway for communication, and as such, all the third-party internet providers such as Google, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, etc., are subject to American piracy laws. Because of this, third-party providers will be the medium of control over piracy, since the government is well within its legal bounds to demand compliance from them. This, the first half of the puzzle, is the most important because these parties grant everyone access to the web and are used to determine IP addresses as well as site creation. The internet works much like a two-way street, allowing users and sites to communicate information in both directions to download and upload content, and these third-party providers can restrict access and the flow of information in either direction, or in both directions. Although they may seem like they're only search engines or a means to an end, if these parties block access to websites or extension pages of websites, then it's nearly impossible to access them even through proxy sites. The second portion of my plan is to set up a small government program to get users involved. The idea is this. On each third-party browser, I intend to include a government-sponsored link to report piracy. A small bounty will be given to any user who can locate, identify, and report a source of piracy, which, in all honesty, would probably take me about a minute. Once the piracy is confirmed and it is clear the content violates copyright and/or trademark laws, the information will travel to the Attorney General, who will then require the third-party sources to eliminate access to specific pages or, if necessary, entire websites. This bounty program, as I like to call it, will be a way for any internet user to report pirates. And let's be realistic, we'd all like to see pirates stopped cold. Even if the bounty is $10 per site reported and millions of sites are shut down, the return of that $240 million a week in the film industry alone will more than make up for the cost of eliminating piracy. If the government sets up the bounty program as a way of tax returns, then people will still gross the $10 in their pocket. The tax revenues from the film industry will dwarf the costs while giving people an incentive to defend the rights of American businesses. Everybody in this case, but the pirates and thieves, are winning. People will fear, as they always do, that this program will infringe upon their rights. Fortunately, that's why I kept the plan simple. This program does not grant legal rights over anyone outside the jurisdiction of American trade laws, and therefore doesn't actually give any more influence to the government or Attorney General. Instead, it turns the power of action over to the people and provides a safe, sure method of blocking access to criminal material. I imagine that the third-party sites will, in some way or another, resist this development, but I would ask them to consider this. Google, which is worth $250 billion, roughly the cost of rebuilding New Orleans after a hurricane, makes most of its money off of marketing. What other little products it does carry can be pirated off of BitTorrent for free, rendering the stream of revenue down to the duplication of advertisements for companies who sell their products. Those other companies will benefit from being able to make more profit and will increase Google's livelihood regardless. Google makes no money off of supporting pirates since they do not need to advertise or sell anything.
Alright, so look, here's what I would do. I'd go home, start reporting piracy sites at $10 a pop, and then hell, I'd probably go see a movie. With little to no piracy, film costs are going to go down, and we all know college students love to save money. But you, as a House of Representatives, here's what you get. You get a surefire way of making sure you can protect American businesses without infringing upon the rights. You might tread on a few toes, but you'll be acting in the best interests of the United States of America and its people, those that you represent. The economy is also going to benefit from the sale of media, and I'd really like to lighten the load off my wallet personally. I think the benefits for the economy speak for themselves, and getting some tax breaks back for being proactive wouldn't be too bad. I figure we can work together to eliminate the crime of internet piracy.